Valorant's next major update will introduce a new rework to the game's least popular agent, Yoru. Originally, Riot Games intended for Yoru to be a full-on lurker, but now will be transitioning into a more of a duelist initiator hybrid build. So let's look into why Yoru didn't work and how these changes should impact his popularity. Valorant is a 5v5 tactical FPS where the attackers need to plant a bomb called a spike into the ground and the defenders need to stop them. The characters in the game fall into archetypes. Duelists excel at being aggressive, sentinels and controllers focus on battlefield control, and initiators take parts of the map and use their information to either expose or even displace the enemy. A lurker isn't really an archetype in Valorant, but Yoru's original set of skills allowed him to be as such. As stated as far back as 2020 from Riot, he was purposely designed to go behind enemy lines with utility that would help aid him in that mission, but he just ended up falling flat. By the time Yoru was released, Valorant had been out for over 6 months, and with only a handful of agents and maps, players both casual and professional were already optimizing both attacking and defensive strategies. Yoru's kit made him a predictable and therefore ineffective character who was unable to break past those enemy lines. Taking him into a match was much more of a liability than a boon and would oftentimes tank your team and make you lose. And with more flexible options on the table, he fell into obscurity and desperately needed an overhaul. So let's take a look at his old skills and the reworked version. His first skill is called FAKEOUT, and in Valorant, sound is a key element about scouting out your enemies. And this skill sent out fake footsteps intended to confuse the enemy. At higher levels of play, it's hard to fake out someone. When Yoru used this skill, he oftentimes alerted enemies to his own presence and gave up a lot more utility rather than gaining any information about where the enemy was located. The new fake out is far more effective, if not radically different. Yoru summons a decoy clone that moves forwards until it's either shot out or disappears. If shot, the clone will face the enemy, explode, and blind them. This creates a stronger info gathering tool that can also double as a dueling option for Yoru should he choose to take the fight. This brings the skill to be on par with other info gathering tools that other duelists may have, like Raze's Boombot or even Reyna's Leer. GATECRASH. This one ability won't be changing too much. You're still able to teleport from one spot to another on the map. The only update includes a visual element of where the GATECRASH used to be after Yoru fakes a teleport, which now leaves a small puddle behind. This puddle is designed to confuse the enemy team. It shows that Yoru teleported somewhere, but where exactly did he go? Dimensional Drift. Until now, Yoru's ultimate was designed to be able to press a button and go behind enemy lines to find as much information as possible while remaining mostly invisible and not making any footstep sounds. Yoru couldn't use any abilities and his sight range was significantly shortened. Now, Yoru is fully invisible. He can use all of his utility and he has normal sight, but the enemy can hear his footsteps. This should allow Yoru to become a great secondary duelist pick or even a much better aggressive entry similar to Reyna or Phoenix. It's hard to say if the rework for Yoru is strong enough to be considered for competitive or professional play, but with a more reliable and team-centric utility, at the very least, Yoru should have a pick rate of over 0%, which really does happen in pro play. What do you think of the Yoru changes? Are you going to become a Yoru main? Let us know, and keep it locked in here at IGN.